Just turn it on, turn it on, turn it on.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Conversations with Cyrus Webb. So glad you all could join us for another empowering half hour. Have an amazing interview that's coming up for you guys today. I'm going to be speaking with author Glenda L. Hunter. Glenda is the author of the book An Unspeakable Secret. It's our Conversations book club pick for the month of February. We're going to talk to her not only about the book, but also what it's been like for her to empower other people as she's been able to share her own story of surviving abuse and thriving in life. After my interview with Glenda, you guys are going to see a brand new segment right here on Conversations with Cyrus Webb. Really excited about it. It's hosted by Renee Sunday. Renee is a renowned author and motivational speaker. Her segment Good Deeds debuts this week, and she's going to share with you some amazing talent, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Before we get started, going to take a quick break. Stay with us right here on Conversations with Cyrus Webb on All Nations TV and through Cyrus Webb Presents.
Is your hope fading fast? Do you feel like it is gone? Failing hope can be awakened, and you have the key. In Linda C. Newberry's book, Say What You Say Is Your Future, she outlines not only the whys of biblical confession, but she gives you a modern-day affirmation that changed her life, and with use will change yours too. Available in paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com and on her website at www.lindacnewberry.com.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Conversations with Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. I have with us today a very special guest. Glenda L. Hunter is back to talk to us not only about the success she's been able to have with her book An Unspeakable Secret, but now how with her new book It Finally Happened, she's able to tap into a younger audience. Glenda, hello to you and welcome back to the show.
Well, hi Cyrus. Thank you very much.
Hey, look, the pleasure's definitely on mine. You know, it's always exciting to speak with you. You are the author of An Unspeakable Secret, among other work now. As I mentioned, you recently published your first book for children, It Finally Happened. What has that been like for you to not only now have an adult audience, but now children who are able to read your books?
It's been thrilling. The children's book has been inspired, a lot of my children's stories have been inspired by kids, actually. Grandchildren have inspired some and things like that. It's really cool to be able to reach out to kids.
Well, one of the reasons why I'm glad that we could speak again is because your book, An Unspeakable Secret, is Conversations book club selection for the month of February. We're really excited about that. You know, what is so great about this book, though, Glenda, is not only how you're able to share your own challenges, but you also are able to share how you've been able to come out on the other side. Talk to us about that experience. What has it been like for you to share that, how that no matter what challenges we go through, that there is a way for us to be able to come out victorious?
Well, it's been a pleasure to share because some people are trapped in the idea of, I can't come out of this.
Yeah.
I have to stay a victim of whatever has happened or whatever situation they're in, and that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, we can move beyond that and do things we never thought.
Right.
I never thought I'd be able to write a book. I mean, that was the farthest thing from my mind, let alone the ones I have done.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, what is so impressive to me about you, one of the segments that you've been a part of that I've done on our radio show, Conversations Live, is Should Love Ever Hurt? And of course the answer is no. You in the book An Unspeakable Secret, and I actually discussed this with your husband Steve and you together, that, you know, you really take us into not just the, you know, the challenges you had and the abuse you suffered as a child, but also how that really, you know, left you broken in many ways, and really the path backwards, you know, where you have been able to become whole, and now, of course, to be able to share your story, and then to know that you're able to inspire other people. One of the things that you shared with me that I remember when you were speaking with the group is how abuse is something that unfortunately is not uncommon. A lot of people are dealing with, you know, when people are able to tell you that, you know, your book has encouraged them, how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel speechless almost, because I wrote the book because it was therapy for me, and I published it in hopes that it would help other people. And a part of me is saddened by that, because that means they have some kind of abuse in their background,
right.
Whether it be verbal, because that's very abusive as well.
Right.
You know, the whole aspect of abuse is the same feeling, whichever kind it is. But I am glad that people are being helped by it. That's my goal, is to help other people.
Yeah, and you're able to do that. You know, another part of your story that you're able to share in An Unspeakable Secret, and you actually deal with in other books like Mommy Twinkle Eyes, is the fact that as a result of the abuse, it also led to multiple personality disorder. Something that still, even in 2014, a lot of people don't fully understand and don't even realize is something that people are dealing with. You know, you have been a voice for that. You know, and probably an unlikely voice for that, because I don't know how much of that you planned on sharing. But talk to us about how freeing it is for you to share that part of your story, and how you've been able to really, to not only be helped, but also to be an inspiration to other people.
It has been very freeing. When my therapist said that I had multiple personality disorder, I just was not shocked at all. I mean, I knew I was different. I was always told how weird and how different I was. When you can put a label on it and know what's going on, it's just like going to a doctor and they finally tell you what's wrong. Okay, we can deal with that. Yeah. And it explained a lot of stuff to my husband and my children. The reason I would act one way one time and turn around, literally turn around, and it'd be very different. That has been very freeing to me. I have met other people that have suffered abuse as well, that have multiple personalities, but they have not found the freeing I have with it. I refer to my alters in my book as helpers, because to me, without them, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah. Wow.
And when we can learn to appreciate that part of our being as well, then I think that you can do lots of things. I mean, you can overcome that.
You mentioned doing lots of things, and you have definitely stepped outside of your comfort zone. You've been doing book signings, you've been doing speaking engagements, you've been doing interviews like this, as well as, of course, for radio. Did you ever think that this would be your life, that this would be things that you would be doing?
Not at all. Not at all. But you know what? It's really kind of interesting. As a child, I hardly spoke to anyone, but I could see myself standing in front of people and speaking, which is really odd. But I had a wonderful pastor, and I could see me doing what he did. And I just never envisioned anything like this. Yeah. Never.
Well, it's so great, and knowing you has been such a great thing for me, and being able, of course, to share your story, because what I think is so important about you, and I want to talk about faith here in a moment, but what I think is so great about you, Glenda, is that you never, said to me, woe is me. You never said to me, why me? And even though that may have been a part of what you went through, now you're in a place where you're able to look at life in a different way. How has dealing with the abuse, how has that set you free? I know we talked about the freeing aspect of being able to talk about the altars and your helpers and what they've been able to do for you. But how has knowing that you do not have to be stuck to the past? Because just like I know, a lot of people, they look at their situations, they look at their challenges, and they wonder, how can I get past this? You've moved past it. How has that helped you in being able to be a better person?
It's helped me to be able to relate to people, and it's helped me to be able to look beyond myself and not inside feel, oh, woe is me. I mean, I might not say it on the outside, but I do have those days. I think everybody does at some point. Right. But it has helped me to be able to just reach out to people. I enjoy people more. I can look at myself and say I'm not the horrible person I thought I was. Yeah. And it's just very freeing. Yeah. I mean, we could stay in that mode of being the victim forever, and it's a mode of looking over your shoulder all the time because you're afraid, you're wondering what's going to happen, and to not have to do that all the time, that's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
It has to be great. Glenda, I mentioned I want to talk to you about faith because that is a part of your story. You said something to me, and we've had so many conversations now. I don't know if you said it on the radio show or just in our own conversations together. But, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and they were asking me about my idea of God, how I saw God. And I was saying that I see God as a friend. And I do see God as a father. And that has been of assistance to me because when I think about God as a father, it's really thinking of someone who has my best interests at heart. Because of your abuse, you talked to me in one of our sittings somewhere about how that was not something that you could do initially. Can you kind of talk to us about that and how looking at God as a friend, how that was better for you?
Yeah, with my abuser being my father, the last thing I needed was another father. And when you go to church, you hear that a lot. God's your father. And He is. He is. Mm-hmm. And if you have a loving father, great, because you can put that in there and say, okay, that makes good sense.
Right.
When you don't have a loving father, you say, well, I don't know if I want any part of this because I don't want to be hurt. You wait for the hammer to slam on you or something, you know?
Right.
And so friends, even kids have friends that you can talk to, and my twin brother and I were good friends. And my younger sister. So I could relate friends and think, okay, he can be my friend because God has many names.
Right.
And I think He has many names maybe so that we could find one that we can relate to.
Exactly. And I think a part of that, Glenda, what you just said makes so much sense because it really is about, God reaching us where we are. And I think if we can do that, I think then that is one of the empowering things about it, being able to reach God and have a relationship with Him where He is. And that's what you've been able to do in your way, and I think that is what all of us can do in our own way. So, with this conversation, an Unspeakable Secret, as I said, is our February selection for conversations, and we'll be talking about it throughout the month online and also in in-person events. When people read this book, whether they've dealt with abuse before, or whether they've dealt with multiple personality disorder before, there is, I believe, a message in here that regardless of whatever your challenge or your difficulty or your struggle is, that you can be victorious. Is that what you hope readers of the book are able to take away?
Yes, I do. Because everybody has challenge. They're just different. And that's exactly what I want people to take away. I want people to take away the fact that you can conquer whatever difficulty you have.
Yeah.
It might take a lot of work. It might take long, hard work. Because mine has not been an easy journey.
Right.
And a lot of people do not have an easy journey. But they can do it. They can do it.
Well, we are broadcasting live here at the beautiful Pearl Public Library today. Glenda L. Hunter is my guest. She's the author of several titles at this point, An Unspeakable Secret, also Mommy Twinkle Eyes, and now, of course, she has a new book out for children called It Finally Happened, where she's able to talk to young people on their own level, and then, of course, to be able to share an empowering story with them that's also encouraging. Glenn, I want to talk about being an author for a moment, because outside of sharing your own personal story, you have books with your name on it. How cool has that been, knowing that you have now at this point four books that are now available for the world to be able to buy? Have you gotten used to that aspect yet?
No, not at all. I see my books out and I think, wow. The last one I just got in just a couple weeks ago, my most recent child book, or my only one, actually. I looked at it and wow. I sat it on my table so I could walk by and say, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
So there are people who are watching this, and maybe they don't want to be an author. Maybe they don't want to be that. Mm-hmm. But maybe whatever their passion is, what encouragement could you give them about the importance of sticking with it? Because you could not have 4 books out if you did not have the perseverance. So what advice would you give based on your own experience to other people?
I would say keep working at it. It might not come, most likely will not come right away, but if you have a passion enough about whatever it is, just keep going with it. Just keep working on it. You know, I have written for years. I have told stories for years. And had I not kept with it, I would not have 4 books.
Right,
You
exactly.
know, but just keeping with it. Just keep pushing yourself. Just keep stepping into that thing you love to do.
Well, Glenda, thank you so much for walking in your destiny, and thank all of you for watching. Again, Glenda L. Hunter is our guest. You can find out more information about Glenda by going to her website at www.authorglendaLhunter.com. Again, it's www.authorglendaLhunter.com. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb. We'll be right back after this.
You're hurting, you're beat up, you're feeling down. What can you do to turn it around? Well, in the 21st century, you've got the voices of the past, the present, and the future all available to you. You simply need to be resourceful. I'll say it again, be resourceful. You don't need resources, you need to be resourceful. The resources are there. They're all around the world. You can be in your underwear, scratch your butt, and punch a button and talk to someone in Egypt. You can speak to someone in Bahamas, Baltimore, wherever you want to find the resource. So be resourceful. Using the library, be resourceful. Using those you love, be resourceful. Hey, go to the great motivator. You all remember Lester Calvin Brown, Mamie Brown's baby boy? Well, he's still out there motivating. And not only that, he has a daughter. Ona Brown. And I got to tell you what she says. Ona Brown says, you grow through this. You don't go through this. You don't get to this. You don't stop by this. You don't go through this. You grow through this. You're going to be okay. It's written in many verses of most religious texts. And in my book, it says, all things work for good for they that serve the Lord. To paraphrase, it says, all things work for good. Keep the faith. This is Cliff McKnight saying, if you can't calm the waters, learn to ride the waves.
Hi everybody, we're live. We're hanging out with Jermaine Woody Entertainment. Yes, I said Jermaine Woody Entertainment. And I have the privilege of being with the amazing, the international recording artist, Echo. Yes, I said Echo.
Echo.
Yes, and we're going to talk to him a little bit and so he can tell us what's going on in this life. Welcome to our show.
Glad to be
Thank
here.
you for being with. Tell us a little bit about your Echo. How did you come up with that name?
Well, my last name is Echoes,
Oh, wow.
and God just kind of helped me make it into something that's a part of me, but that's also Him. And Echo means one voice can
Wow.
sound like many, changing the world one praise at a time. So,
Wow, I like that.
Yes,
I
thank
like that. But what type of music is it that you do?
well, my personal when I go to minister is Christian hip hop.
Oh,
But I'm
wow.
also a producer and writer, so I love all types of music.
Oh, wow. So you can actually write the song, then you can turn around and sing the song and produce it.
Yes, ma'am.
All in one. That just
Yeah.
sounds fabulous to me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what is 2014? What are your aspirations and goals for this year?
Oh man, this pre-Grammy party is a great start, but I'm looking to just to expand my brand and I'm just trying to get everyone to know about Echo.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you here in Atlanta?
I am in the Atlanta area.
Oh,
yes.
wow, that's amazing. So do you sing by yourself or do you have people
No, for the most part, I may, work with some singers on some hooks, or some musicians on some like live instruments. But right now, in 2014, I'm celebrating, and I've released my new album, "The Wait Is Over."
Wow!
And so I'm just promoting that. And like I said, being here with you.
Yes. Well, tell us about that. What is that all about?
Well, "The Wait Is Over" it's been a project of passion. It's been in the making seemingly all my life.
Oh, wow.
And so that's why I named it "The Wait Is Over."
Yes.
But wait is spelled W-E-I-G-H-T. So it's wait as in time, but wait as in the pressure of releasing the vision.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, tell our audience how we can contact with you and how we can actually listen to this awesome music.
Well, you can go to my website. My CD is located there. All of my Facebook, Twitter information is on my website. It's www.echomusicgroup.com, and there you can link me up from Facebook to Twitter. Echo Music Group, Dr. Terry at Echo Music Group is my email. That's how you can get in touch with me, and I'm willing and available.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Good Deeds. We thank you, and you come back to see us again.
I definitely will.
This is Echo. We've seen him. We need to listen to him now. Download his music, and don't get it bootleg. You need to buy it, right? On iTunes. This is Good Deeds with Dr. Renee Sunday. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, you guys. This is Good Deeds with Dr. Renee Sunday. Guess what? I have a young lady here. She's beautiful, number one. Number two, she's a producer. And you know how I am about messing people's names up. Guess what they call her? The boss lady. I'm going to call her the boss lady, but they call her the boss man. Do you believe that? She's going to tell her the awesome things she's doing. I am just overwhelmed of joy to be actually in her presence. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me your correct name.
My correct name is Shantia Richardson.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? So everybody calls you
Shantia or Boss Lady. Most
Boss
people call
Lady.
me Boss Lady.
Why they call you Boss Lady?
Because Shantia is too hard to pronounce.
Yeah, I messed it up about 3 times myself. So tell me about the awesome things you're actually doing.
Well, of course, I have Married to the Grind. I have Urban Life Publishing. I own my publishing company. I own Build a Book. I own Custom Designs. And then I have a clothing line that's coming out this summer.
You do all this?
And I have 4 kids.
Okay, do you know what the word balance means?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you guys that have been making an excuse about doing just one business, this young lady has a list and she have kids. So no more excuses. So tell us a little bit more about the Marriage to Grind.
Married to the Grind is awesome. I think y'all interviewed some of my cast members. They all hilarious, they all grinders, and they all inspiring. And that's the number one thing that I liked about everybody.
Wow. So pretty much you're telling us that we can't give up, we can't make any excuses. Whatever's in our heart, our passion, we need to actually walk it out.
Pretty much. If you got a grind or if you feel like you love something, I suggest get out there and do it. Everything I've ever loved, I got out there and did, and I made it a business. I started out as a hobby in writing, and now I own a publishing company. I have, 3 novels of my own.
Wow.
I got 2 more coming out, and then I have 14 children's books. So as long as it's something you love, you keep it moving, and then eventually it's going to turn into something big for you.
Oh, wow. So sometimes what our passions are can actually evolve into our purpose, right?
Pretty much. Everything
wow.
I've ever did was on accident.
Wow. All things work together. We know what that means. Well, tell us how we can contact you, how we can keep in touch with you on the social medias.
Married to the Grind. Google Married to the Grind. We got Married to the Grind Instagram, Married to the Grind Twitter, Married to the Grind Facebook, Married to the Grind website, Married to the Grind blog. We got Married to the Grind everything.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see Marriage to the Grind. We thank you so much, Boss Lady, for being here with us. And we're going to actually we'll be having her back on the show to tell us what the next thing she's going to be doing. Probably this is not your last adventure, of course. No. But thank you so much for joining us. This is Good Deeds with Dr. Renee Sunday. Goodbye. Hi, you guys. This is Good Deeds with Dr. Renee Sunday. We have an awesome celebrity with us today. His name is Jermaine Moody. Yes, he is the king of networking. Yes, I said the king of networking. Write that down. Thank you so much for being with us today. You are so handsome. Isn't you, ladies? He's handsome. Yes, ma'am. But tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Well, I've been doing networking events around the world. We bring business professionals together to connect and to expand their lives and to create their own opportunities. This is my 5th year doing it, and we always started with an annual pre-Grammy event like this one tonight.
Oh, wow. So that means we can go with him around the world. Okay, that's what we need to talk about that, don't we? But tell us, where are you born and raised?
I'm originally from Albany, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
3 hours south of Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
And I moved to Seattle. I lived in Chicago and LA.
Oh, wow. Isn't that amazing? So, and so many people watching right now, can you tell them some kind of wisdom or nuggets that can help them proceed in their dreams in 2014?
Well, as I say in some of my books that I write, I think the most important thing is to, first of all, discover who you are within. And it's okay to pray, and you need to ask God. Ask God for ideas. Ask God to show you what the desires of your heart are. And your desires are actually your passions. And when you pursue your passions, God opens a way for provision. He makes room for you.
Oh, isn't that amazing? That's a tweetable. Your passions will go into your purpose. Isn't that amazing? Oh, wow. Well, tell us how we can contact you, how we can follow you. We want to book you for some events. Since you're the king of networking, we need you on our team.
All right. You can go to JermaineMoodyEvents.com. That's our main site. Also, JermaineMoody.com.
Oh, wow. It was so much a pleasure of connecting with you. You just bring the energy out of us, and we actually going to listen to what you have to say. Our passions, we're going to make it our purpose. We're going to actually do what you say. Thank you for being our role model. It's just so amazing. But thank you so much. But you guys, this is Jermaine Moody has been with us today, and we're just so happy that he came with us today. And this is Good Deeds with Dr. Renee Sunday. You guys take care. Bye-bye.